So you're thinking about moving to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, your timing could not be better. This is a great community full of awesome people, and I'm gonna highlight why this is one of the best possible places to live in our country. Before we get started though, welcome to my channel. My name is Jake McAfee. I'm a local real estate agent with 13 years of experience, a married father of 6, and I love what I do. I was born and raised in Fort Wayne, but ended up living in Orlando, Florida for 12 years before relocating my family back home. So I know exactly what it's like to relocate. I know what you're going through. I know the stresses, the questions, the what ifs, but I also know the excitement and optimism, and I can tell you, it's a wonderful experience if you do it right. So be sure to check out my channel. We got all kinds of good stuff. We got real estate, parks, restaurants, local developments, interviews with politicians, things that are gonna affect you when you move here. So be sure to check it out. So if you've been thinking about moving here and you have questions, my contact information is below. I'd love to hop on a phone call or Zoom and help you walk through any questions you may have and put a plan together and show you the city that I love. Okay, let's kick it off. First, I wanna start with the city's momentum. We have so many good things going on right now. When I grew up here, that was not the case. It was kind of a boring town. People that grew up here couldn't wait to move on, and the ones who stayed, there wasn't a lot to be proud of. Well, that's a thing of the past. And that all got kicked off in 2009 with Parkview Field. That's a baseball stadium right in the heart of downtown. It's the home of the Fort Wayne Tin Caps minor league baseball team. That's been a catalyst for change for the city. It was extremely controversial at the time, but now there's projects surrounding it. We've got electric works, Promenade Park, the landing downtown, new apartments popping up all over the area, and a lot more. We're blessed to have a river running right through downtown, and that riverfront is being developed. It started with Promenade Park. Phase 2 is just kicking off right now. That's gonna be retail, commercial. Phase 3 is gonna have a lot more entertainment, so that's gonna be a destination spot right at that riverfront in downtown in the years to come. We've also got a new soccer stadium that just recently was announced for our minor league soccer team. There's a large sports complex coming in New Haven, which is on the east side of Allen County, and just tons of stuff for all ages and different walks of life that's on the way. Number 2 is our amazing park system. One of the biggest blessings in this city is our public parks. We've got hiking trails, golf courses, splash pads, pickleball courts, tennis courts, nature walks, areas for bird watching. I mean, pretty much if you like to get outdoors, we've got it at our parks, and they're beautifully maintained, they're safe. It's just a wonderful benefit to the city. A couple of my favorites are Schoaf Park, Lakeside Park, and Foster Park. I've actually done videos on all those if you want to see more details, but that's just a few of the many great parks in the area, and I love taking my family there. And just in general, our entire region is very wooded, so if you're a nature lover, this is a place to be. Okay, number 3. This is a great place to raise a family, and it was the main reason that I came back. Not only am I from here, but every time I'd visit, I just felt a pull to be here. And a big part of that was this is where I wanted my family to grow up. We're lucky to have a highly rated public school system. We have multiple districts that are highly rated. So it's included in your property taxes. You don't have to pay anything extra to go there. And it's a great benefit. Plus, a little near and dear to my heart is inexpensive fun. We're blessed with a lot of inexpensive things. With 6 kids, I'm always looking for inexpensive fun. We've got many great options, from the Fort Wayne Zoo, Science Central, we've got trampoline parks, the public parks that I mentioned, and a great public library system. I'm at different libraries every weekend and my kids love it. Another blessing, whether you have a family or not, is our affordable housing. Prices have risen here and the locals think that prices have gotten a little crazy. But when you compare it to literally any other city, any other larger or same mid-sized city, we're a great option. We're consistently in the top 10 in many national rankings, including the Wall Street Journal for affordability. And just for reference, when I moved back here in 2019, I doubled the size of my house and I cut my mortgage in half. And that enabled my wife to stay home with my children. So I just can't say enough good things about it. Okay, number 4, something we need to talk about is the weather. Now this could be a pro or a con, depending on your perspective. I happen to love it. I know some people hate winter. If you really hate winter, then this may not be the best fit for you. Our winters are cold and they're long and they're gray. So if that's not for you, you should know that before you get here. Just today it was 11 degrees when I woke up, and I think 2 days ago it said feels like -1. So, we're in early December and it's already at -1. So it gets pretty cold here. I don't want to deceive you. I don't want to lie. You got to bundle up. The good thing is though, we do get 4 amazing seasons here. Our spring is gorgeous. All the trees here bloom. Something to know if you have, severe allergies, but it is gorgeous. Pink and white and yellow just popping everywhere. And after a long gray winter, it's just you can feel the energy, and people start coming out of hibernation and getting out of the house and cleaning up the yards. And I don't know, it's a time of year that I really enjoy. And our fall is second to none. As I mentioned, we're very wooded here. So when you're driving through in October, it's yellow and red and orange just popping everywhere. It's just awesome. Okay, number 5, this is a benefit that you may not think about initially, but it's actually pretty cool. It's our proximity to large cities. So we're just under 2 hours to Indianapolis and just under 3 hours to get to Chicago, Detroit, and Columbus. So that's big if you work for a big company, you travel a lot, you've got a lot of different airport options. Same thing with vacations. It's easy to pop down to Indianapolis and get to their airport. And we do have an international airport here that's definitely growing, but if you need to get to different markets, it helps. It's also great for sporting events or, visiting family. There's also rumor that high-speed rail is gonna be coming through here, but they've been saying that for years, so I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but it's definitely something that's been in talks, and that would make a huge difference for the area. Okay, number 6, and this one is not to be overlooked, Midwest hospitality. It's a real thing and it's here. So one of the reasons I moved back was I hadn't been visiting very often. I was starting my young family in Florida, and I ended up buying an investment property here, and that got me coming back a little bit. And every time I was here, it was striking to me how my interactions were different here than they were in Orlando. People are just friendlier here, whether it's the gas station, the grocery store, people just start chatting you up, which at first when you're not used to it is kind of weird. It's like, why is this person talking to me and asking me about my family? But then you get to realize is that people, it's a little slower pace and people really do care about each other. So if I have a favor to ask of you, if you are gonna come here, please come with that open mind and try to continue to pay that forward because it just makes life better. Okay, number 7 is the restaurant scene. So that has changed drastically since I grew up here. So back in the day, we had a hard time supporting new concepts and non-chain restaurants, where now I almost feel like it's the opposite. Like we really want to have these locally owned, unique restaurants. A few of my favorites are, if you're looking for Mexican food, it's Tequila. It's a little more upscale, a little pricey, but just on another level delicious, and their margaritas are incredible. Another favorite is Nawa, that's downtown on the Landing. It's an Asian fusion spot. They have great drinks and delicious food, pad thai and all kinds of soups and appetizers. It's a great spot. If you're looking for seafood, I like Paula's on Main. That's a little pricey. It's my mom's favorite restaurant. We go there for, birthday dinners, stuff like that. So it's a great special occasion. And it's kind of got an old school feel to it. There's a little fish market like right in the front of it. Just a cool, unique spot. And lastly, I got to give a shout out to Banh Mi Pho Shop. If you like pho, the noodle soup, we do have multiple options, and I've got a video coming soon on that. It may even be out by the time this is posted. However, Banh Mi is my favorite. The owners are awesome, and the food is just so good, especially on a cold day like today. I love having just a warm bowl of that pho. Okay, number 8, it's our proximity to lakes. So people think of Indiana, they think of flat farmland, which we definitely do have that. We are flat and we do have farmland. But we also have a lot of great lakes, like big, clean, freshwater lakes where you can fish, ski. Having a lake home here is a thing. When you first move here, you're gonna hear people talk about going to the lake. Oh, I'm going to the lake this weekend. Oh, I'm going to see my friends at the lake. There's lots of lakes. That's just kind of a colloquial term that kind of throws people off when they first move here. They're not all going to the same place. So a few of the most popular lakes, Lake Wawasee, that's the largest one. I believe the most expensive. It's really hard to get property on there. They often sell off market, but check out Lake Wawasee if you want to see that. Winona Lake, we actually did a video on that one if you want to check it out. It's very cool. It's kind of an up and coming lake with a lot of new development, new construction going on. But the unique part about it is they've got a downtown right on the water, and there's a little channel that goes through it, and there's all these little quaint shops and restaurants and candy shops and stuff, ice cream and stuff like that. It kind of feels like a beachside town, like almost like on the East Coast what you'd find. And it's a unique feel all to its own. Hamilton Lake and Lake James are a couple more popular ones. There's more that I'm not mentioning, but if you get a friend with a lake house, that's a benefit. Okay, number 9, the final point I'm gonna touch on today is the traffic. So if you ask locals, they'll tell you the traffic is bad. But as someone who lived in Florida and Orlando, a booming city, I did work in Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Charlotte, Tacoma, Washington, just south of Seattle, and Phoenix, Arizona. I spent extensive time in those cities. I can tell you that our traffic is awesome. Now, don't get me wrong, in rush hours, there are some certain parts of town that can get backed up, but it's not like big cities where, you know, when I was in Orlando, I'd leave my neighborhood and the lights would change 3 times before I could get through it, right outside my neighborhood. It actually drove me bonkers. Where now, you know, I'm so spoiled, I get frustrated if I get slowed up at all because I'm now, you know, I'm used to it and I'm used to the flow. But in rush hour, I get home without getting backed up pretty much every day. So I think the traffic is a major benefit here. So as you can see, this city has so much going for it. There's some other things I'm gonna touch on in future videos, but I just wanted to highlight some of the key points that are gonna affect your day-to-day life when you live here. If you're looking to make a move, please reach out. Again, just shoot me an email, a call or text, and we can set up a time to hop on a Zoom. Not only have I relocated myself, but I've actually helped multiple people. I actually just met someone on YouTube last week and they're gonna be coming here from the West Coast, and that's one of the many clients that I've helped. So if you're looking to do that, let me know, check out the channel, and we'll catch you on the next video.